At long last, after Evolve being out for almost a year in the English edition, we finally have ourselves a Ambassador show match with Igni and myself. What's good, Igni? How you doing?
I'm doing great, and you know what? It's about dang time. I've been wanting to duel you for a while. We've dueled each other in the digital Shadowverse game.
Quite a lot.
But in Shadowverse Evolve, it has yet to happen. But I'm here for the World Finals, which means I get to actually see this guy in the flesh. He's just as tall as you imagine.
And so is he. So is he, by the way. Don't get fooled.
And we are here to play a duel here with the new Set 3 cards.
Exactly. So Flame of Lævateinn actually releases the day before Worlds, and we managed to get all of the new cards and are going to be showing you some pretty cool decks using the new cards in the latest expansion, BP03. So Igni, what are you using on your side?
Well, as a Dragoncraft main, it's part of my character at this point.
Your identity.
Yeah, my identity.
Half Dragon Igni.
Honestly, after playing Shadowverse as an IP for like over 8 years, it is kind of part of my identity.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm playing the new card, Jabberwock, which has a similar effect to what it had in the digital game, where it lets you pull out a card from your deck to replace a card on the field. So I get rid of my small cost guys and hopefully pull out some big threats.
And I saw his deck, but there's some pretty nasty big cost guys over there. I'm a little worried.
It's a bit spicy. What
about
you?
On my side, as some of you may have heard from me saying it at least 500 times in videos, I'm a pretty big Shadowverse Flame fan. I think the anime is peak and everyone should watch it. And in Set 3, of course, we have a lot of Shadowverse Flame archetypes. And being a sword main, at least officially, I am going to bring Heroic Sword, which is actually one of the really good decks in Set 3. So if you're looking for a deck for tournaments, then this might be a good video to use as reference as well. So I think we're just about ready to go. So let's get into it.
Let's do it. All right, well, the first thing we got to do is decide who goes first. And using the Shadowverse Supporter app.
Got a 1, 6.
Oh!
All right, so you choose.
I'll go first.
All right, well, since we have this is Ambassador Showdown, we got to be as inclusive as possible, and I've brought the 3 other Japanese ambassadors with me as Evolve points, so we'll be using
have
these.
all 5 here.
Yeah, we have all 5 ambassadors with us in some shape or form. So I'll just put these on the side here.
Man, those are so clean. I gotta get my hands on those next time.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, for the people watching as well, you know, we have our own EP cards as well.
That's true.
That you can, you know, if you find us, come up to us and say hi. So you're going first, so go ahead and draw your first hand, and then let's do a mulligan check.
Close your eyes, I'm gonna show the camera. I think I'm keeping this.
All right, whatever that may have been, you're keeping?
Yeah.
All right, in that case, mulligan check. I'm going second. Ready?
Yep.
Set.
Shadowverse Showdown.
Let's get into it, so you're going first.
If you don't say that, it doesn't count as an actual game.
That's right.
Well, it is my first turn. I have 1 play point, and going as the first player here, I don't draw.
Yep.
And I pass.
Yep.
Your turn.
It do be Dragon going first,
now
though.
it's my turn.
All right, so going first, or first turn going second, I will draw. And for 1 play point, I actually get to play a new card, Old Man and Old Woman.
Ooh, I really did not want to see that.
Yeah, so this is a 1-cost 1/2 with Bane. So even if you play some big schnasty dragon followers that are hard to deal with, I can just boop, and it's gone.
Yeah, that is unfortunate for me. You
Yep.
know, that's a new card from Set 3, and the boomers are strong in this set.
Yeah, boomers are pretty strong this set.
All right,
I'll pass.
My turn. I draw first. I begin turn.
Yep.
Begin turn, and then draw. Just gotta get the order of operations right.
Does bro have the Oracle?
I use 2 play points
Uh-oh.
to play Dragon Orb.
Roll. All right.
And I gain 1 empty play point orb over this way.
There you go. All right.
And so I do choose to ramp, and that's my turn.
In that case, I go 2
Now
play
it's
points.
my turn.
Man, I didn't even get enough play points to play with. So, Heroic Sword is basically a new archetype for Sword, where you essentially want to have at least certain cards that are heroic trait in your cemetery in order to bring them back out later down the line, whether it's with Amuro or because some cards ask you to have 2 or more heroic cards in the cemetery. Some kind of thing. You also sort of don't want to swing with Old Man, Old Woman just because, you know, kind of want to take out something else. But do you have anything that can swing at this? You also have a bunch of stuff that can just take out my Old Man, Old Woman, so it's not going to last on the field too long anyway. So I think we're going to swing for 1 damage.
Oh, my bones!
Oh no. These are the old bones, bro. Come on, what do you mean?
If you guys know from the digital game, their evolved form, their bones are not old, okay?
Yeah.
They got like an 8-pack underneath that old
Active
clothes.
warriors. I'm gonna go a little on the offensive here. We're gonna play Amuro for 2. Ooh. So Amuro is one of the new cards that says on strike, as long as you have another heroic follower on the field, he gets +1/+1. So he goes in for big damage. And if you evolve him for 3 play points, which is a bit expensive, you get to play a 3-cost or lower heroic card from your cemetery back onto the field. So it's pretty nice. And you can also kind of bypass that evolve cost as well. So with that, that's the end of my turn. Any end of turn effects? You got any quicks?
Nope. I don't have any play points in the first place.
Yeah.
But I was just gonna say, I was like, is old man, old woman heroic? Can we take a look at that?
It's a fable.
Living well is heroism enough, Chris.
That's true.
All right. Whoa. Whoa! Now that's a card. It's not amazing, but I might have to go for it.
Okay.
I spend 2. It is only evolve 1, just double checking. Spend 2 play points to play Dragon Summoner.
Okay.
Who is a 1/3 with the effect evolve for 1 play point. So I spend un play pointo.
Okay.
To get out. Dragon Summoner Evolve Form, a new card from set 3, which is very nice in terms of getting through your deck, because on Evolve, you look at the top 3 cards of your deck, you may reveal a Dragoncraft follower from among them and add it to your hand, and put the remaining in the bottom of your deck in any order.
Yep.
So on the top 3, let's take a look.
All right, in before. Forte.
Haha!
One fear. One fear.
One fear.
Jabberwock's kind of scary too.
Oh yeah?
Uh-oh.
Well, let me go ahead and reveal the Jabberwock.
Oh dear.
And I'm gonna put the other 2 on the bottom of my deck.
There you go, viewers. This is
A beautiful card.
Where's your waifu, Jabberwock, bro? What happened to the war?
Listen, I prefer the Monster Man. He is very nostalgic for me.
That's fair.
If you didn't know, you can actually look through my old archives, and I got to GM for the first time using Jabberwock.
With Jabberwock? Wow.
Yeah. Because you know, when you get to the trials, you can use whatever you want.
Yeah.
And then in trials, as a meme,
true.
I just queued up Zernitra Jabberwock and I won with that. So
Damn.
very nostalgic for me. So now, as a follower that has Rush, since it's evolved, I'm just thinking, do I want to take out your old man, old woman with Bane? It'll die.
Yeah. Are you sure you want to do that, bro?
Or do I want to leave it? Honestly, though, as a dragon deck, I'm really scared of just folding to any damage before I get to do any of my cool stuff. So I will swing at the old man and old woman.
All right, so Bane's going to take it out.
And we both
goodbye.
Trade here. And as an evolve follower is destroyed, you put it face up in the evolve, and it's considered as out of the game. With the remaining play point, I pass my turn.
All right.
All right.
Now
Start
it's my
turn with
turn.
3 play points and draw for turn.
Here's the problem with Heroic Sword. I can't let any of their heroes live, because if they live, they hit me in the face. But if they die, they hit me in the face from another effect.
yeah.
It's an ongoing issue for me at the mo.
So we're trying to show new cards here, but with Sword, there's just some, you know, it's like you have like those like old CDs where it's like top 100 hits from the early 2000s. That's Floral Fencer.
You can't believe this music or whatever.
You can't believe this music. So I'm gonna play 3 play points, and I'm gonna use one of our EP as well. So Ryo-san's gonna go face down here and evolve Floral Fencer into our evolve form, and of course on evolve, summon a Steelclad Knight and a Knight token. So we get a nice big board, exactly what Sword wants to do. If you conflagration me, I will be sad.
You are breaking my heart here. That's a lot of guys.
Luckily I don't have, you know, another heroic, so this Amuro is gonna just swing in for 2.
Ow.
Please eat damage. And with that, that's the end of my turn.
All right.
Going first turn, going second turn 3 is like optimal.
Yeah,
optimal
true.
field.
Orano Tan. Wait, I actually haven't seen the light emotes yet, so I hope you don't mind a little bit of BM here.
He would never be. Wow, he's so kind. Wow, so polite. Wow, so cool.
I like that one.
Yeah.
With 5 play points,
Oh.
I play Conflagration.
No!
And it deals 5 damage to
my
your entire board.
Why are you so cringe?
Cringe, I'm just trying to live!
That's cringe. Is it my turn?
Yep.
All right.
Now it's
Play
my
points
turn.
and draw for turn. We actually, I haven't, you know, we filmed a fight video with Matt from Bushiroad on set 1, but I haven't shown some of these set 2 cards as well. So let's play Amelia, Silver Paladin.
That's a good card.
Yep. So she lets me play a 3-cost or lower follower from my hand, or deal 4 damage to one of your followers, but obviously there are none, so I'm just gonna play Floral Fencer for free. Yippee! All right, Yuiko.
Dude!
EP. Gonna let me evolve. Your conflagration means nothing.
Give me a break!
Whee!
How many guys you got?
I got some guys. We got some dudes.
Goodness me.
All right, pass. All right. Okay, there's some suspense in that draw.
That's not a conflagration. Unfortunately, it's not a conflagration, but it does give me a couple ideas of what I can do with this.
Okay, I hope one of those ideas is take 10 damage next turn, by the way.
So I'm at 6 play points at the most. 6 defense. No, that's not true. That'd be crazy. But I want to show off a new set 3 card.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and spend uno, dos, tres mana.
Easy, mister.
To use a Draconier Knuckle Dragon. That's the little buddy.
He's the guy.
And at only 3 play points.
Yep.
Great effect, being able to kind of overtake Dragon Warrior as my 2-for-1 guy.
Yeah.
And on Fanfare, summons a Draconic Weapon token.
Yep. So now it's like, his evolve is cool because he deals 2 to something, and then if you have another arm follower, he deals 4 instead. Absolutely. And because Jabberwock runs like some fairly low cost followers, you can just like play it out.
Absolutely true.
There he goes.
Because I go ahead and play Shapeshifting Mage for 2, and by activating and engaging my Draconic Weapon, I put it into the cemetery, and then I select Shapeshifting Mage and turn it into Armed Follower, and give it +1 defense.
So it goes to 3.
So it's now at 3 defense.
Nice.
And I still have that 1 play point left to evolve my Draconier.
My Floral Fencer.
So I go ahead and do that.
Oh, nay.
I'm just trying to show off the new cards, Chris.
Yeah, no problem. No problem, bro. All right.
On evolve, select an enemy follower on the field and deal it 4 damage if there's another armed follower on your field.
This one?
I think I'll go with this one.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Unfortunately, none of your other guys are engaged, so I can't run in with this, but that's fine by me. I actually want to leave a couple of followers standing because of, I am going to the
Ruh-roh.
And you know what's in my hand, don't you? That's my turn.
Damn, it's still like 6 damage on board, so.
Now it's my
That's true.
turn.
I'm taking a lot here. Apologies. My sinuses are freaking out because it's not used to the climate in Japan.
Bro comes from the tropics to cold Japan.
Yeah, and it's like, where are we?
Yeah, right. I'm kind of just understanding the fact that my board's probably gonna go just goodbye after this. So I think I gotta push while I can and then try to just rush you down with a big heroic combo later down the line. Amelia 3 for face.
Okay, ow.
Tick.
See, this is the problem with Dragon versus Sword, is that I'm taking so much time to set up my Wombo combo. Meanwhile, I'm just taking so much damage over time.
I'm a little worried about one of these converting into a 4th and just killing me next turn. So
It could happen.
2 to face.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. One more.
Okay. Ow.
Down to 11. So I don't have the board space for it, but I am going to play out a Floral Fencer, just on its own. I happen to draw into all 3 of them. And also, I only play 2 of the Evolve form because there's a lot of really good Evolve cards for Heroic Sword, so you do have to cut something. I guess I can just kind of try to make as big of a board as possible and then hopefully overwhelm you. So I'll play Ninja Trainee while I'm at it for my 1 more play point. So I'll pass on 1 remaining play point, and it's your turn.
All right.
Give me your worst.
I'm a little concerned, Chris.
Uh-oh.
Because I could Jabberwock and
Find nothing.
hope for face damage, but if you just hit me next turn, I lose.
That's true.
Oh.
You have 2 things to attack with. So
That's true. I think I have to
theoretically like trade some stuff and then go face.
I have to handle your board a little bit, I think. I think I'm gonna first move, because I can actually attack before I use my Jabberwock.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna use my Shapeshifting Mage to attack your Steel-clad Knight.
All right.
Going down to 1 defense.
Go bye-bye.
And I'm going to use my Draconier to take out your Amelia.
Yep.
Also going down to 1
Value
defense.
trading. Very nice.
Now I have a dilemma, because while I want to sacrifice my 2-drop, I do have 3 play point followers in here.
Yeah, right.
And if I pull one of those instead of a giant guy, it is gonna hurt. So you saw from the reveal earlier, so this is no surprise, I play Jabberwock. Put another follower from your field into its owner's cemetery, reveal the top card of your deck, repeat until you reveal a follower that costs more than the follower you put, and then put that onto your field, and then shuffle the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck.
This is scary. What's it gonna be?
Let's find out. The fun part about Jabberwock is that I also don't know.
True. Which one are you going to choose?
So obviously I picked the Draconeer.
Oh.
This guy has to go because...
You want to find a 4-cost or higher.
I want to find a 4-cost or higher.
Yeah.
Where do I put this? Over here. There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
All right, top card. It's time to gacha.
That's all. That doesn't cost more. That doesn't cost more.
It's not a follower. Oh my god! Oh no! Why would you do this? Oh dear! Of all things to get.
This is very good news. Wait, hold up. Let me just move the phone a little bit so I can put this in the bottom. Oh, I can put it in any order. Put this one on top. There you go.
Yep.
All right. So I pulled out Genesis Dragon. And let me just calculate here. I'm at 11 defense. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attack. If you have a 5 attack burst, I do just lose the game. But it's not fun if I trade with Genesis, is it?
Who knows?
That's not fun. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit Genesis for Faith for 10 damage.
My life. It's been sliced in half.
Okay, even if I lose at this point, I did do what I came here to do, so I'm pretty happy about it.
You did a funny. I think that's fine.
I either lose this turn or I win in a hilarious fashion. Let's get into it.
I'm scared. All right, 6 play
now
points.
It's my turn.
I need a bit of a miracle. That's not a miracle. I need to think about this.
I'll tell you right now, Chris, I was actually considering trading the 1-1 because I was so scared of your burst damage, but I'm like, no way, no way, no way, no way.
I'm gonna quickly. Actually, the viewing side can see my hand. I'm in a bit of a pickle right now. I'm in a little bit of a pickle right now. Sometimes I start to wish I kept this Amelia for later.
Yeah, that's true. Do you have a Tsubaki by any chance?
That's not in there.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, let me think.
That is maybe the best pull. I do have a couple of other targets.
Forte would have been pretty good too.
Forte would have been good,
That's a bit easier to trade over.
True.
That's a little bit easier to trade over. You see, the problem is, I have an Alexander. The problem is, Alexander's defense is 9. And that swings for 10, which means...
That's a big guy. Well, you can take out the other guys.
He's a 5 attack, but...
You could go all in into trading the Genesis, but it's 12 defense, actually, now that I look at it.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Komarimashita. I do not have a... I do not have a way to deal with that
Bro
Genesis.
is reverting to Japanese.
It's over. I'm gonna whip out my JP deck instead. This is too much. I actually have to think about this. I have... So even if I trade off everything here, this just kills me.
Yeah.
I genuinely... Alexander dies on trading to Genesis. So I'm thinking, I'm genuinely lacking a way to do this. Because I have to... Effectively, this is only 6.
Yeah.
So I'm 1 off from taking out the Genesis and I have nothing left.
And then this is also a 7/7 as well.
Yeah. Do I have any other way to do this?
So even if you take out the Genesis, I can run in with Jabberwock and evolve Shapeshifting Mage for lethal as well.
I have 8 damage that I could do, theoretically. So unfortunately, it's not enough to actually take things out. Oh my dear, oh my dear. I think we're gonna have to just do our best and put Alexander for 6. So Alexander, of course, has Rush and Assail, and whenever he deals combat damage, he also refreshes. So we're gonna trade as much as possible and then see if, you know, maybe a meteor falls on this Genesis Dragon. Alexander's gonna swing into the Jabberwock to first deal it 5 damage.
Yep.
And so he's gonna take 7 damage back. So he's gonna be down to 2, and because he dealt combat damage, he was going to also be refresh himself as well. And so unfortunately, he has to keep going like this. So Knight is gonna take out the shape-shifting. So at least that's taken care of. And then after that, I mean, we basically just have to Alexander into the Jabberwock. And that's gonna take that out. Oh, Alexander, it's not how I wanted to use you. And then we're gonna go 3 more face, put you down to 8. And 2 more face.
All right.
Put you down to 2. And pass.
Oh no.
Mr. Genesis.
It's very intimidating if I put it in the center like that.
Oh dear. You said you shouldn't bring this to tournaments, bro. What happened? If you top deck Genesis every game, you can just win every game, dude.
I might have gotten a little bit lucky.
Bro is built different. I think you should be playing in World Finals.
I mean, I could just win, and I should.
Yep.
So...
Can you BM and take out this board too while you're at it?
Do you want me to BM first?
Go for it. Go full power.
I'm at 8, okay. I play Serpent Rat.
Oh my god.
And then I Genesis swing to them. Okay, it's gonna sound like I was sandbagging, but I legit think I just got super lucky because I opened Oracle into Jabberwock into this.
That's pretty good, bro.
And also, if I didn't get Conflagration, I would have just gotten blown out.
Yeah. Like I just kept drawing quick bladers. And I was like, I wish this was like a Belly Angel.
I'm gonna sound like such a jerk because I was like, oh, this deck is not that good. But I drew Oracle into Conflagration. What can I say? Ignideus, I guess.
Ignideus.
Do you want to show each other's decks? Full Showdown?
Yeah, we'll get into that.
All right.
All right, so Igni is the champion of today's Showdown. So why don't you introduce your deck for us and the cooking behind the master chef of Jabberwock.
Yeah, I did build this deck right before my trip to Japan because I saw Jabberwock and I was like, that one. I'm gonna build an entire deck around that one. So we split the deck here into basically 3 parts. The low cost guys, the spells, and then the high cost guys, which is the payoffs for the Jabberwock. So first up, Dragon Summoner, a new card from set 3, with the fantastic effect of being able to evolve and then finding a dragon card from the top of your deck to put into your hand, which just helps you cycle a little more, because it's kind of like a control combo deck, is essentially what this is. So finding your pieces is very important. For the control part, we have Shapeshifting Mage, who's been a mainstay for a while now for me. Personally, I love this card because when he evolves, he gets Assail and Bane, so he can take out basically any follower threat as long as it can be destroyed. For only 2 costs, and then with the 1 cost of Evo. So if you're going second, it's even cheaper, right?
And it gets so buff on Overflow too.
That's true. So it even has an additional effect on top of that. Where like, if you aren't using him for the controlling effect, you can just play him in Overflow, and that's just a big guy that you have to deal with, right? So, fantastic. This is a card from set 3, which also is in the same vein as Shapeshifting Mage, just to control the board a bit. And it's what I was talking about when I said that the boomers were strong this set. Master of Draconic Arts has Assail and Ward, and if Overflow is active for you, gain +4 attack and rush. So it can take out any threat or just sit there as a 6/4 body for only 3 play points.
It's huge. It's like basically you can trade off anything, and it's like you do run more ramp in this list than most regular dragon lists because of the fervor. So you're usually setting him up pretty well too.
Yeah, it's nice, right? Because even if I don't play the Jabberwock right away post fervor, fervor takes me directly to 7. With Overflow active, then all these effects get active as well.
Exactly.
Another fantastic, by the way, guys. This card is incredible from set 3.
Mr. Draconier.
Draconier, the little buddy from the anime. Pretty much a direct replacement for me for Dragon Warrior. Being able to get a draconic weapon out onto the field, make anything armed, and then when another follower is armed, on Evolve, it deals 4 damage to any enemy follower. So
it's like, it needs a bit more setup than Dragon Warrior, but it does give you a bit higher payoff. So it's like the ceiling is a bit higher compared to the floor of Dragon Warrior. And I want to also mention, like, both these cards are going to be really good, especially going forward, because we're getting Prime Dragon Keeper in set 4, and then both of these are 3 cost or below that proc that effect. So that's going to be very good. And just in general, really good pickups for like future Evolve sets in general. So really, definitely look forward to that.
They're really printing all of my sentimental faves because I got my first GM with Jabberwock, and Prime Dragon Keeper in the digital game was my first ever card reveal, actually. So I'm really excited for next set as well. And then of course the main star of the show, Jabberwock, being able to get rid of one of these low cost guys and replace them with one of these high cost guys, and that makes the entire deck. The spells are to keep you alive and to get you there. Of course, we have the most important spell. Here's why I put it in the middle here. Dragon Oracle, being able to ramp you in the early game or draw you cards in the late game. Either way, fantastic. You pretty much always want this in your hand. To keep you alive, we have some removal spells here. Blazing Breath as a 1-cost removal spell. Also on quick speed, being able to take out any follower in the early game, or if you're in Overflow, very efficient removal. Quick speed as well is Serpent Wrath for a similar effect, but on Overflow it draws you cards, which helps you cycle through your deck as well. And of course, Conflagration, which we saw was an MVP in that game.
Pretty big.
Taking out huge boards against Sword, against even
Uma
Forest these days.
Forest, like so many board-based decks in the current format, so really important right now.
And some of the niche spells I run, Dragon Emissary, letting me pull a high-cost dragon follower from the top of my deck. Fantastic for the man himself, Jabberwock.
The GOAT.
The GOAT. Or, you know, if I'm really in a pickle and I end up getting enough ramp, I can pull one of these guys as well.
Yeah, true.
And then, not everybody runs this card, but I thought it was pertinent. It's Draconic Fervor. It's an additional source of ramp, and it is heavy at 5 cost, but it draws a card and also adds 3 to my defense. And most importantly, it gets me directly into Overflow, and it gets me directly into Jabberwock.
Yeah.
So on, say for example, I play Oracle on 2, go to 4 play points, play 2 guys, then play Fervor. Turn after, Jabberwock can take out one of my guys, and immediately the combo starts going. So
yeah, exactly.
Just having that additional source of ramp in order to get my big plays out faster, because if you give your opponent enough time, your big plays are going to seem less big. The high roll is when you do it quickly. So that's
as you did, basically.
Yeah, that's what this deck is all about. Now, let's talk about the targets. First of all, we have Forte, Dark Dragoon Forte, needs no introduction. Iconic Dragoncraft character.
Yep. 7 damage face with aura is like, well, guess I die.
Speaking of guess I die, Genesis Dragon, a very simple effect. This is the big guy with Storm.
I did die.
I did. And also, the final target here, because we did need one more, is Hishi Akebono from the Uma Musume set. Just a gigantic body at 10/10 stats, and very importantly has Fanfare, give your leader plus 10 defense. So if I'm needing a more defensive play, Jabberwock pulls this out, I keep myself alive, and then I can hard cast the other 2. Or if I pull this out with Jabberwock and I have this in hand, the other way goes as well, where I have an offensive combo and a defensive back end. So that's the deck.
Yeah, honestly, it's initially people might look at this and go like, oh, it's just the Jabberwock meme deck or something, but you saw it in action. This thing packs a punch, and it's like, considering how Jabberwock is worded, once you sack a 3 cost, the chance of actually whiffing it is pretty small because you're gonna get one of these, right? Or I guess you could technically go into a Jabberwock itself if I'm not mistaken.
You can, that's the whiff.
Yeah.
That's the whiff.
So it's, you know, it's
But if you Jabberwock, Jabberwock's Fanfare activates.
Exactly.
And then you can sack your own Jabberwock and then get
and
the
then
other.
you're guaranteed. You're getting one of these.
So it's not really a whiff. It's just more steps to the same outcome.
Yeah, essentially, right. So pretty good, but I guess I didn't get to show off too much of the heroic sword on my side, so let's go over my list as well and talk about some of those cool little combos in there.
Well, that was my deck, but now I want to see what Chris was cooking with these new set 3 cards. You're telling me there's a lot of heroes in this?
Yeah, there was a lot of heroes, and unfortunately I was only really able to show you one during our game, so we're gonna break things down and go over it as well here. So also distributed things between some of the aggro side of the package, some of the good generic sword cards, and of course the heroic engine. So I think I'll kind of break down the heroic engine first and maybe talk about Valiant Fencer, because he's kind of like the main show. He's the main hero card that we want to play around. So essentially, on Fanfare, he searches for a heroic card that isn't himself and adds it to the hand. So you get to either search for your heroic entry, which is a spell that costs 3, that basically checks your top cards of the deck and then tries to find a 3 cost or lower card that in there and play it. And then if it's heroic, it also gives it a +1/+1 buff, which is really huge. So that targets really well into Mock Knight, who says on Fanfare, if he's played from other than the hand, gets Storm, so he's a 3/3 Storm with the heroic trait as well. And then we also have Amaro that we did play down, who is a 2-cost 2/2 with Strike, that as long as you have another heroic follower on the field, gets +1/+1. And he also evolves, that you see here, and allows you to play another heroic card from your cemetery for 0 play points. So you essentially get to recycle, for example, a heroic entry, you get to even bring back your Mock Knight as well, and he still keeps that strike effect too. But his evolve cost is 3, so it's pretty expensive, and you do have to set up some kind of target in there too. So oftentimes you want to play heroic entry first, and then, you know, bring out Amaro after that. But Valiant Fencer also has the ability to evolve for 1, but you have to have 2 or less cards in hand. So it kind of favors an aggro game plan, and overall it's kind of emptying your hand to push. And that's kind of why I was doing that in the early game, in order to hopefully draw into Valiant Fencer to be able to push after that and, like, you know, search for example, heroic entry and go into things. Because when Valiant Fencer evolves, he chooses another heroic follower on the field and evolves it for free. So you can pair that up with Amaro and you get 2 evolved followers. He brings out Mock Knight, you're just pushing damage and also have a big board too. So it does the sword thing, but it does it so efficiently, and you can sometimes pull out some pretty cool OTK combos too. I haven't even mentioned Iron Rod Defender 2, who is a 1-cost 2/2 that basically becomes a 1-cost 2/3 with Ward if you have 2 or more heroic followers in the cemetery, which is, again, usually not that hard to achieve. But as I mentioned, you oftentimes want to be emptying your hand so you can Valiant Fencer efficiently, so that's why we're playing this very wide 1-cost lineup. So Old Man, Old Woman, 1/2 with Bane, like, it was, a little bit of pressure, I guess, in the early game too. I swung in with it because I was afraid of it getting Draconeered, because then it would have been a bit unfortunate. So in hindsight, I could have used that to take out the Genesis Dragon, but would it have survived that long? I'm not really too sure.
Plus, I also Conflagration right after.
Yeah, that's true as well. So I think it was the right play to swing in with it. And then we have, 1 cost 2/2 Ninja Trainees, just good on stats, like basically the same thing. They're both goblins, essentially. Then Quick Blader, of course, is our 1 cost 1/1 with Storm. I'm not playing the evolved version, but it still pairs well with Leonidas. That, of course, is just a staple in Sword as a one-of that you can pick up from Gemstaff Commander, which is one of our generics out on Fanfare. So just for any Sword follower, it adds it to your hand. So we get away with running one-ofs because they're targetable. So we can search Leonidas, who, on evolve, pings himself in an enemy follower for 5, and then on his last word summons the Resolve, which of course is the token that gives all your Sword followers +3/+3 and Rush when they are played after this. So that way you can pair that up nicely with Quick Blader to do some big storm damage on play for 1 play point. Alexander, as you saw, is a board clear. And of course, one of the new Wismec cards is Narita Brian. She's really nice just for having Bane, Ward, and Aura on a 6/8 body already. But you can also engage her to deal 5 damage to either your opponent's leader or a follower. So you can play her, engage her, deal 5 damage, and she has Ward, Bane, and Aura, so she's kind of defending you while she's at it. So honestly, just amazing card. She'll be played as a one-of for quite a while because she is searchable like this. And then of course, we do have Floral Fencer that, Floral Fencer is going to stay in Sword for a very long time.
Yeah.
Just basically a 4 play point, like you essentially get 7/7 in stats. Like 4 play point for 7/7 in stats doesn't really come by that often. So we try to make use of that when we can, and Aurelia helps us to bring that out. Aurelia does have the second effect to deal 4 damage to enemy follower too, which I could have theoretically kept in hand and just gone into a Floral Fencer on its own and paid the full play points and not had her on board. But I was kind of going for that more aggressive game plan, hoping to draw into either a Valiant Fencer or the Heroic Entry that would have then immediately worked off of my low hand. So was kind of playing with that in mind. And then normally here you would probably see 3 swordsmen. Unfortunately, I'm going to be very honest here. I'm not sure where I put my other 2 swordsmen. So I was like, I still want to play 1 play point followers, and sometimes I might overextend with the aggro game plan, so I want to recuperate that hand. So Bellringer feels like a good inclusion too, so you can play 3 Bellringers as well if you need to, and that will allow you to have a ward as well as a last words draw card, which is also, in my opinion, pretty good. So other than that, I think the rest of the deck is pretty self-explanatory, and I highly invite everyone that's picking up Sword in Set 3 to try it out. I know a lot of people from the very beginning of Shadowverse Evolve's English edition launch were like, okay, I am going to get into the game once Heroic Sword comes out, because they're, people watching Flame, they really like the aesthetics, you don't often get this kind of like just hero aesthetic in a card game too, which I think a lot of people feel very nostalgic for and very excited to play these kind of decks. So it's a great deck to pick up and play, and I think you can expect to do pretty well with it in tournaments, and expect to see it in tournaments post Set 3 as well. So that has been my Heroic Sword deck.
I was like, damn, he loves this deck.
Yeah.
And you know what? I can see why. It's a beautifully constructed deck here. And yeah, I just really love the fact that the searching lets you play 1-drops too is so flexible.
Yeah, it's like you have a lot of tutoring power, and you also have I love the cohesion of the engine itself. Like the fact that this brings out this goes together with this, like Heroic Entry procs this. It's like everything kind of goes and flows into one another.
Right. So. Yeah. For a class that a lot of people think is one of the more straightforward ones, in terms of fundamentals, you just play good static followers. Like this combo thing is like a new dimension to the way the sword plays, and I really like it.
Yeah. So this has been Heroic Sword. Give it a try, and that has been it for our deck introductions.
Well, Chris, it was very fun to finally get to duel you in person.
At long last, right?
At long last. I keep hearing this silky voice on my voice calls.
Yeah, in your ears.
Now I finally get to see it in person. Whoa! And yeah, it was a lot of fun. And you know what? I'm very proud of my son, Jabberwock.
That's right. You can put him in a little frame, put it next to your family photo. It's gonna be highlighted as a family jewel.
Well, if you guys enjoyed this duel, make sure to subscribe to the channel and check out the BPO3 release events, or
yeah, we also have release events for the future sets as well. So make sure you stay tuned to all the socials for Shadowverse Evolve 2. Check out, of course, the X or Twitter. Make sure you subscribe, as you said, to the YouTube, and keep up with all the information, and make sure you put in your pre-orders on time too, because these next few sets are going to be very good. So I think there's going to be a lot to be excited about for Shadowverse Evolve this year too. Oh
yeah, absolutely. And if you guys missed it, this video should be coming out after the Shadowverse Evolve English Edition World Finals, so make sure you check out the VOD for that as well. Very high level competition. Yep. This one, bants between friends, you want the real super mental games, go check that VOD out.
Exactly. So I hope you guys enjoyed our show match, and let me know if you want more of this as well, and hopefully we can also bring some more of these to you as well as little ambassador showdowns, right?
Yeah.
But Igni, any final shout outs on your side?
Yeah, I do indeed have a final shout out. Make sure to go subscribe to DifferentFight on YouTube.
Whoa. And if you're gonna do that, you better go check out Ignideus as well on YouTube and socials and everything. So there's a very exciting year for Shadowverse, I think. For not just Evolve, but just for the entire IP. It's a very big year, 2024.
Yeah, I'm super excited for what the future holds. And remember, guys, Cosmic Mythos coming out soon as well.
Very soon. But with that, that's going to be it for us. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you around. Bye-bye.
Peace.